Norway has some of the longest, deepest, narrowest, and most beautiful fjords in the world. Here, you will find what you need to plan your fjord holiday. Let's take a look at an overview of Norway, the land of the fjords. 16. Norway is a Scandinavian country. We Norwegians tend to believe that Norway is the center of the earth, and everyone knows who we are. The truth is that Norway isn't as large as we want to believe, and everyone doesn't seem to know that Norway even is a country. Norway is a Scandinavian country with approximately 5.2 million people and has numerous times been named one of the best places to live and/or visit. 15. Polar bears do not walk in the streets. A common misconception is that polar bears walk the streets in Norway. This is, fortunately, not the case. In fact, there are no wild polar bears on mainland Norway. Norway is actually a really civilized country, and you would be surprised to see how modern it is. We even have cars driving in the streets. Svalbard, however, is a Norwegian archipelago between mainland Norway and the North Pole, where there are more polar bears than people. Still, it's rare that there are any incidents between the inhabitants and polar bears. 14. The regions of Fjord Norway. Fjord Norway is not merely a place, it's an experience. The sound of the blue glacier, that view that suddenly appears at a bend in the road, the smell of a waterfall, the silence of a beach in the morning, the evening sun reflected off the green fjord. A million moments, your moments. Moments you won't believe until you have experienced them. Each region in Fjord Norway offers a unique set of sights and attractions, from the Atlantic Road in the northwest to Preikestolen in Ryfylke. Let yourself be inspired and find out what you want to see the most. Why not see it all? 13. The Norwegian currency is NOK, Norwegian krone. The currency we use in Norway is the Norwegian krone. So, if you're traveling with only euro, you won't come far. The Norwegian krone was recently weakened, which means that if you're traveling to Norway in the near future, it will be cheaper than what it was only a year ago. It should be mentioned that Norway is using less and less cash. You can mostly go anywhere with a credit card, even taxis and hot dogs. That means that it's not a crisis if you forget to bring cash. 12. Most Norwegians speak English. Don't know Norwegian? No problem. The majority of Norwegians speak English. Even though some are a bit shy to have a full conversation, they are able to understand most and to help you with any questions you might have. So don't be afraid of saying hi to a stranger. 11. Norway is a safe country to visit. Norway is known to be one of the safest countries in the world. Crime rates are extremely low, even in major cities such as Oslo, Bergen, Trondheim, and Stavanger. As with any other urban areas, you should take certain precautions, but there's not much to be afraid of. Even walking alone during the night is relatively safe, and the chances are small that you'll become the victim of a crime. Most crimes in Norway are related to home and office burglaries. There are some groups of pickpocketers traveling around the most touristic areas during the summer, so keep an extra eye on your wallet when you're in a crowd. Still, the possibilities of anything happening is low. 11. Traveling in Norway can be expensive if you only eat out. It's no secret that Norway is an expensive country to visit. Even though it's less expensive now than the Norwegian krone is weak, it's not cheap. One way to avoid spending too much money during your travels in Norway is to eat at less restaurants. Purchasing your own food at a supermarket is much cheaper than going out every day. Unlike many other countries, Norway doesn't have a culture of going out to eat. 9. Northern lights aren't visible everywhere. Are you dreaming of seeing the Northern Lights? Well, Norway is the right place to do it. There's something magical about watching the night sky turn into a green and purple formation, dancing all over. Many tourists come to Norway with the intent to see the Northern Lights. However, the Northern Lights, or Aurora Borealis, isn't visible all over Norway. Since Norway is a long country, you're normally only able to see the lady in green in the northern parts of Norway. The further south you go, the fewer lights you will see. Places such as Lofoten, Bodo, and Tromso are popular areas to watch the Northern Lights. You should also remember that the Northern Lights won't be visible during the summer as it is too bright during that season. Typically, you've got the best chance of seeing some activity between October and April. 8. Norway is a long country. Another large misconception about Norway is that it's a small country which is easy to travel around. This isn't the case. Even though only 5 million people live here, it's a large country by area. 148,718 square miles that stretches from 57 degrees to 81 degrees north. This means that you're not able to spend a couple days in Norway and see both the west coast, capital, and northern parts. In fact, Driving from Kristiansand in southern Norway to Nordkapp in northern Norway takes about 38 hours non-stop. Therefore, you should plan your trip carefully and look at the distances between the places you want to go. If you want to see places in all regions, I strongly suggest you spend some days extra or plan more than one trip. 7. There aren't many dangers in the wild. Besides the polar bears on Svalbard, there are no dangerous animals waiting to attack you in the Norwegian wild. Either you're in the woods or a mountain on a glacier, you have nothing to fear. There are animals that you want to avoid, but they will typically run away before you even see them. You can read more about wildlife and animals in Norway here. 6. Norwegians eat a lot of taco. If you visit a Norwegian family on a Friday evening, the possibility is high that they are having tacos for dinner. As a joke, it's said that Tex-Mex is Norway's national food. Yes, it really is that popular. Even my grandma makes tacos on Fridays. Okay, you might not have needed to know this, but it's a fun fact that might work as an awkward icebreaker. 5. The difference between southern Norway and northern Norway is huge. Since Norway is such a long country, it goes without saying that the differences are quite significant. In the southern Norway, you have beautiful coasts and warm, not tropical weather. The east has large areas of woods and the capital, the west has the fjords and mountains, while the north has the Arctic landscapes. You might also notice that the dialects spoken throughout Norway are quite different, and if you're just learning to speak some Norwegian, it might be a bit confusing. 4. Wild camping is allowed in mostly all of Norway. Due to allemannsretten, every man or woman's right of public access, you can pitch a tent wherever you want in Norway, unless anything else is stated at a specific area. The outdoors is very important for us Norwegians, and we do our best to maintain the right of using the outdoors freely. So, make sure that you leave no traces behind and don't do any damage to nature. There are also several campsites all over Norway that are cheap to stay at. At these sites, you often have the possibility to take a warm shower, clean your clothes, and change any batteries. 3. National parks and most outdoor locations are free to use. Also, due to allemannsretten, all public lands are free to access. This means that you don't have to pay an entrance fee for a national park, and you're free to go mostly wherever you want. All we ask is that you treat nature with respect and do your best not to leave any traces behind. 2. Norway has the best salmon. It's true, Norway has the best salmon. In fact, it was Norwegians who introduced the Japanese to salmon sushi in the 1980s. That's how good our salmon is. While salmon isn't cheap, make sure that you have at least one proper salmon meal in Norway, even if you're traveling on a budget. 1. Facts about Norway, the Land of Fjords. Norway is located on the Scandinavian peninsula in northern Europe and has 2,600 kilometers of coastline. Mardalfossen in the Vestlandet region plummets more than 650 meters into the sea, making it the highest waterfall in Europe. Norway has about 150,000 small islands. The country is considered the birthplace of many winter sports. According to a UN study, Norwegians are the happiest people in the world, have the highest standard of living according to the Human Development Index, and the Norwegian capital Oslo has been named the most expensive city in the world many times. Alcohol can only be bought in state shops, but the country's moose are always drunk at the beginning of winter, eating berries and apples that ferment quickly after the first frost. Since 2006, Norwegian cows have slept on mattresses. This is not just a Norwegian whim, and even though the country is not a member of the EU, it has implemented this EU directive because the extra comfort leads to increased milk production, as the cows lie longer and are more relaxed in the barn. The Norwegian fjords are world famous, and with the right of public access, everyone is allowed to pick mushrooms or berries, grill on an open fire, or go boating. Do let us know in the comments if you want to visit this amazing country. Please subscribe to The Travel World. Thanks for watching.